Hi, everyone. I'm Tim Andrews,
And I'm Jackie DeVito.
and welcome to the Courageous Hearts podcast. So, today we're going to talk about change and how difficult it can be and how much of a necessity it is in order for us to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my experience in change has been from a childhood's perspective that things changed and I had no control over them.
Mm-hmm.
And people weren't coming to me and talking to me about what it looked like to change or what it was that I needed or how it was that I was feeling. Things just changed. I went from one place to live to another place to live, to having two parents, to having one parent, to having two parents, to moving from a childhood home. I mean, all these things happened. Nobody really, from having a mentally handicapped brother that I had to take care of, no one talked to me about how does it feel to have all of this stuff occur at once. I only know how it feels now for me. It can feel overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of a different perspective with change.
Mm-hmm.
I think because when I was growing up, it was so hard. It was a pressure cooker in my home
Mm-hmm.
that I always look forward to change. I was like, maybe if things change, it will get a little better for me.
Isn't it interesting though? We came from the same spot
Mm-hmm.
of you come from that place of maybe if things change, it'll get a little better for me because things were so volatile.
Mm-hmm.
I came from a place I came from a place is when things change, bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I came from.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there were times where things changed and they weren't great. I remember I was in corporate America for many, many, many years, 20 years, and went through quite a bit of major reorgs. Like, and these are publicly traded companies. So these things, they come down like boom, like nobody's suspecting anything. And then you get like the call or the email of like, be by your phone tomorrow between noon and 3 o'clock and expect a call. We're going to go through a major reorganization. And I remember people were always really scared. Most people were like, "Oh my God, I'm scared. Like I don't know if I'm gonna have my job," and calling around. And I always was like super excited. I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if I'm gonna do something new." And there were times that I don't think I ever got demoted, but maybe there were times where it was lateral or not maybe as big as I wanted. And I remember being like, ah, but never feeling like, I don't know, always excited to see what could be created from this new place.
That was not my perspective. That was not my perspective. I remember because I remember where it formulated. It was like we're all together as a family, and then boom, there's a divorce, and my dad's no longer living at the house. Boom, that's
Yeah.
a change. Done.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, well, what happened? And then I remember another is when, and then it's me and my mom. And I always think about this. And then I remember this because it was so heavy. Like I hear a knock at the door. It felt like 3 a.m, but who knows? It was probably early or 11. I don't know. And I'm hiding behind my mom, and then my dad walks in. Or Paul is at the door, and it was like in that moment of time, I knew that there was change. I just knew it, and I knew that it was no longer just going to be me and my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be Paul, my mom, and me. Like I
Yeah.
knew it, and then it was always like the knock at the door emulates the dun 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 for me, and it's a dun 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 dun, and then it's over. And then life as I knew it was over. So I didn't get excited, even though it wasn't that terrible things had always come from change. It was that it was a trauma-filled experience for me. Because if when we roll it into the here and now, a lot of things emulate change for me. And we did a lot of work on The Office, which created a lot of change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting change. But you always say to me, how do you feel about The Office?
Mm-hmm.
And I will be like, oh, it looks good, or I like this, or I don't have any enthusiasm behind how I feel about The Office, and then you say, "I don't feel like you're excited about The Office."
Mm-hmm.
When I think about that now, or when you and I spoke, I thought, "Oh, this is a coping mechanism," because to get excited for me means to take ownership, and when I get excited about things that I want, they get taken away.
Mm.
It's like a direct lineage to I don't get what I want. I know we talk about circles of belief
Well,
all the
it
time.
was totally that moment where when your dad left.
That was the biggest moment, I
Yeah.
believe, in my entire life when my dad, I mean, even to
Yeah.
this day, like when my dad left, that was a shattering experience for me.
And you're an ultra sensitive person.
Yep.
Maybe it's because of that, or maybe you've just always been sensitive. But I feel like I think I took another turn because there was no mom and dad for me ever. There was no change. There was just the same. you know,
Mm-hmm.
there what like I never knew what it was like to live with a dad because they weren't together. It was always my mom and my grandparents. And it was such a, hard environment to be in. I mean, it was really an abusive environment that I was like begging for something to change. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
anyone, when my stepdad came in, I was about 10, and he was actually like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that was good. But yeah, I didn't have that experience at an early age where something broke within my parents, and then it was like it. I was born into it that way, and then it
Mm-hmm.
was just misery from there on out.
Yeah, there's just so many different ways in which to deal with change. I think even today, like the change of my kids getting older and needing me versus not needing, or not needing me versus needing me, that's a change that I've had a real that's been a difficult change for me, as it's about letting go.
That has been difficult for me. Like
Yeah.
as my daughter she's older, she's driving, that's difficult. You know what's hard for me is not the actual change, but the decision to make the change. Does that make sense? Like
No.
once I make the decision,
Mhm.
I'm like, bring it. I'm excited. I'm good. But it's leading up to the decision to do something different, almost like that anticipatory
Mhm.
anxiety that goes on for people. That's hard. And I have to tell you, like, even the biggest fear that I have ever had in my life, outside of anything related to my children, was losing my grandparents
Right.
because they were my safe place.
Mhm.
And I knew from like a really young age that they were old.
Mhm.
Obviously they were old. They're actually not that old. They're probably about my age when I was thinking they were old. But to me, they were old. My mom was 17 when she had me. And I used to sleep in between my grandparents. I know I tell you this story all the time. And I had so much anxiety around losing them that I was, 4, 3, 4, 5. And I would wake up in the middle of the night to watch them breathe to make sure that they were with me. Like there was just this anxiety of like, if they die, like I knew if they died, I wouldn't survive. And I remember when I was pregnant with Olivia, my grandmother got really sick, and I got the call of like, come down so you can say goodbye. And I was about like maybe 8 months pregnant. I remember my doctor being like, you can go, but just get ready. Like, if you have to go to a hospital there, you might deliver there. And I was like, fine. And I remember like this guttural scream to my aunt on the phone when she told me, and crying every night, and just it was horrible. Anyway, she survived. She was fine. Um, but when they did die, it was like the craziest experience because it was like they were with me. Like I instantly felt them with me. the pain was in the fear of losing them. But when they finally left, and I told you I have like these weird things that happen to me where
Mm-hmm.
my grandfather's picture will come up on the fridge and it's like a picture of him like saying hi. And then that picture got on my phone as like my phone cover on a widget thing. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. How did that happen? So like I feel like leading up to the change is more difficult for me than when by the time I make the decision or it happens, I have somehow been supported either divinely or I'm just at the point where it was time.
It's almost the opposite for me. I will be excited about change. I'm trying to think as to why this is happening like this. I'll be excited about change, can make the decision to change, wait to change, and talk myself out of changing. That's what happens. Like, I'm super excited about changing. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited, and I'm really in it. And then the longer I wait, the more difficult it is for me to change.
Mm,
And I talk myself out of change. And I think that's because change happened so quick in my early childhood. It just happened so quick. Boom,
mm-hmm,
boom, boom. And the result was always less, not more.
mm-hmm,
And the result was always pain, not excitement.
mm,
Because it was like Band-Aids being ripped off all the time. And it was
yeah.
never an exciting experience. It was like, boom, they're gone. Boom, he's gone. Boom, they're gone. Boom, he's here. Boom, we got to get rid of your cat because he's peeing all over the place. There was never this slow roll into, hey, Christmas is coming up. Are you excited about Christmas? We're going to have you. It was just never that at all.
Mm,
It wasn't. I keep thinking, I'm listening to you talk. I'm like, okay, it makes sense for me now more so than it did prior to us starting this episode. And it makes sense for me at the office too, why it's just this real methodical, slow roll for me. Change happened quick there, and I was slow in embracing the change.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, this looks good. Oh yes, I like my office. Oh yes, I like the way the upstairs looks. Really slow in taking it all in isn't a bad thing. It does come from my fear of change, which most people have.
I was going to say, I think most people probably operate the way that you operate versus how I operate.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm like, yay, change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's so interesting how, like, that original imprint, like that original kind of core memory, childhood memory creates the pattern moving forward of how we handle things
Mm-hmm.
or how we interpret them.
You know, we have written books about this, and you could write more and more books about how the defense, the protection, the childhood circle of belief, which is a protection, or a protection was created out of that, shows up time and time and time and time and time again. Only because now it's a projection.
Mm-hmm.
It's projected from the inside out. It's not. It's no longer occurring. In anything that we have studied and learned and worked from, we create it all.
We create it all.
It's not something that is happening in a vortex. It's literally a projection that starts inside of us and gets pushed out.
Well, it's like that guy I showed you yesterday around language.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. Hema something. But he was talking about how even language is not a permanent, nothing has like a permanent meaning
Mm-hmm.
because I can't like take my thought and implant it into your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using words
Mm-hmm.
and that is giving off a signal in which you then take that signal and then use your lens and your scope and your experience to give it meaning.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so cool because, sometimes I talk to people and this is something I work on, but I'm like, did they understand what I just
know.
said? Or I have to,
I know.
and then I love how he said it doesn't ever go away. Like it doesn't ever, it's always a thing,
Mm-hmm.
but the margin or the gap
Yep.
gets more narrow.
We get to mind the gap.
We get to mind the gap.
And if someone is completely understanding you, he used different verbiage than I'm going to use. It means that you both have the same gap.
Mm-hmm.
And you both
Can live
neuralistically,
within that.
yeah, can
Yeah.
take in the information that's being said
Mm-hmm.
because you're alike in that area.
You're alike, yeah. Or you see the world in the same way, or your value systems. I loved that.
It was a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking. I wanted to say one more thing about change. I know that in our office, I thought about this. It was like this office had dust on the baseboards for 2 years, had a toilet seat that wasn't connected for 2 years, and the interesting thing is, I didn't say anything about it, or did say something about it and didn't do anything about it to change it,
Mm-hmm.
which is a direct correlation to how much I don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
That there's not a willingness to have the baseboards clean or to fix the toilet seat. It's like it's okay. It's not a big deal. Then it's easier.
Well, a human being's ability to adapt to whatever its environment
Mm-hmm.
is really
Mm-hmm.
pretty incredible when you think about
Mm-hmm.
some of the conditions that people have lived in
Mm-hmm.
throughout history.
Yep.
And then, I know, I was thinking about something. How when I grew up, like I grew up with no boundaries in my home. There
Mm-hmm.
were no boundaries. And when I became a parent and I took parenting classes, and it was brought to my attention that I had no boundaries because I grew up in a home with no boundaries, I talked about, like, okay, how do I want to set up my home for boundaries? And I remember, like, one of the things was I'm going to knock on people's door before I go in. I started knocking on my daughter's door when they were 2 years old,
I
3
like
years
that.
old. But it was like the oddest
I
feeling
know.
to be
I
like,
don't. I
doot,
know.
doot, doot, because now I couldn't imagine walking into a room without knocking on a door. So, yes, change can be difficult and we can adapt to anything. And sometimes when we adapt or not adapt, we're just born into it. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to even see. So I would say, come over to my side, Timmy, and welcome change.
Yes, I will embrace it more.
Embrace the beauty of
And we've had a
change.
lot of change.
Yeah, we've had a lot of
There's
change.
just been so much change. Office changing hands, taking over leases, podcast, books, seminars. I mean, there has been a lot of change that has happened in our life in the last year
Mm-hmm.
in a really big way, a
Our
big, bold
podcast.
way. Yeah, as I said, podcast, the book.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing process. When I look back on it, I know a lot has changed. I don't even know how. I think with you've been really supportive of me in all of this.
Same.
Yes, and that's probably how. It's not flawless. I can promise you that. It's not been flawless, and it has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And to our point earlier, we just take away from this that change can be difficult. Change can be fun. Change can be whatever we want it to be. And your life is going to change.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You're
and
not.
it's inevitable.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get away from the fact that life is changing, ever changing.
Yeah, and I think, to that point, it's about our perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Good job, Timmy.
Yep.
What are 3 things you want our listeners to take away?
Change is inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be embraced,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. You?
What do I think about change? I think it's important. It's evolution. We're meant to change. We're meant to evolve. And when we don't, my fear is, I have a bigger fear of not changing than change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a book on my bookshelf that someone put there that I didn't put there, and it said, "What got you here will not get you there."
I put it there.
Did you put that there? Yeah, I wasn't sure who put it there. I wasn't sure if it was the designer, and I was like,
My old boss gave that to
yeah,
our
what
team.
got you there will not get you. So in order to get there, wherever there is, you have to change.
You have to change.
There's not a choice in that.
Oh man. Yeah, I just thought about something. Do you remember that there used to be this woman that I used to talk to, and she said our spiritual path and our purpose are two separate things. And if one gets kind of stuck, the other one will not move forward. So our spiritual path is all about change, right? Like this is why we get married and divorced and have, you know, become parents or not become parents or move or don't move. Like it's all connected to the spiritual path for whatever lessons we're meant to learn. And when we resist a change, then that directly affects us moving forward in our purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's
You're
good,
welcome.
Jackie. Thank you for that little tidbit at the end of our conversation here. So thank you. This is for watching. Thank you for being a part of, and we are Courageous Hearts. And if you go on our website, courageousheartscoaching.com, you'll see more. You'll see our book, Courageous Connections, and you will also see events and
come check out our awesome office
oh
that we
yeah, you can
just
come see our
redid
office.
that overwent a lot of change.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.